Performance and luxury with a blend on an everyday drive, and it's track to arrive. Audi of Clearwater has given us the 2023 Audi rs5 Sportback in your Daytona Gray Pearl. New this year is a competition package, but don't get it confused to the BMW competition because it does not add any horsepower or torque. The packages we have today, starting with the dynamic package. In the interior, the RS design. On the exterior, the black optic package. Black Audi rings, rivals like your BMW M3 or M4 competition, your Mercedes-AMG C63, your Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. Which one will have the most performance? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to go over all the specs and details starting now. The new Audi rs5 Sportback has that performance image, and they really do make it look a lot more muscular. When you're looking at the competitors, I think Audi just has one of those things that flare out a bit more, and it starts with these LED matrix daytime runnings and headlamps. Working with the black optic package, everything gets blacked out for the grille, the sides, and that lower spoiler lip. Audi O-rings blacked out and badging. You're gonna have to pay a little extra to do this, but you know, when you get an rs5, a few $1,000s is not going to break the bank account. Weight distribution at 56.7, 48.3. The best in class will be the BMW. The dynamic package includes the RS suspension with the dynamic ride control, red brake calipers behind these 20-inch fog bi-colored wheels, 6 pistons up front with a 14.8-inch ventilated Brembo cross-drilled 2-piece. The rear is at 13 inches. A length at 184.9 inches, a wheelbase at 108.8 inches in the comparison between Mercedes, BMW, and Cadillac. I think that the styling of this is going to set itself more superior than the Cadillac because the V Blackwing really is more for the rear. It doesn't do a lot of sculpting, whereas the black optic package takes care of those highlights. Comparing it against the BMW, they're doing similar traits to give that Sportback design, which is known from Audi. The same thing with Mercedes, and it goes into LED tail lamps. Because of that dynamic package, you get the blacked out exhaust tips. And it ends with the most aggressive exit, especially the way they got the whole lower just projecting itself. It looks like this thing has over 500 horsepower and it's just ready to eat the track. Going inside, power lift gate, 21.8 cubic feet. We have some storage on the side. We have a little area that you can put some papers. LED interior lighting and a bottle holder area. Underneath the floor, we have a spare tire. Split fold the rear bench to a 40-20-40 split, maximizing your cargo space in the Sportback, but you don't really buy an rs5 concerning yourself about cargo. Let's go inside, start up so we can hear that exhaust note. The exhaust that you get out of an Audi rs5 Sportback definitely sets itself in a different category. The competition just escalates it a little bit more, and when we get the opportunity, we'll obviously do a review so that way you can hear the difference and if it's worth the extra $15,000 compared to just buying an rs5 and adding the specs. They back the performance with a 2.9 liter TFSI V6 twin turbo engine producing 444 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to an 8-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission, achieving 18 to 25 mpgs with the 0 to 60 around 3.7 seconds. A quarter mile under 12 seconds. Top speed can range all the way up to around 174 miles per hour. So the speed, you have it. It's not going to be the quickest in the bunch, obviously. Your BMW M4 competition will be a little bit faster. It also backs more performance out of that 6-cylinder twin turbo as well. If you're comparing it against the Mercedes-Benz AMG C63, the same thing. They've tweaked the engine. However, when you're looking for an everyday drive, 0 to 60 numbers, they are still in mind because you got to go to stoplights. Cornering is still in mind, so you have dynamic steering options. You have good weight distribution, and you got performance to back it. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2023 Audi RS5 Sportback. As we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the Audi RS5 Sportback, you're going to receive 37.8 inches of headroom, 41.3 inches of legroom. The dash gets the Quattro badging with carbon fiber. We get the chrome on top, seamless air vents, the gloss black behind your 10.1 MMI. And we have the pinch. We got the swipe, click the home button so you can see all the apps we have. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM. These are your quick wedges here. Click into your vehicle. Here you can do your Audi Drive Select. So you can change everything so you can make it more dynamic if you want. You can click onto these RS, which are right here on the steering wheel, and you can make this more for your daily use, whereas the RS2 would be more for your track use. Driver assist, which is pretty cool because you could turn on and off some of these settings. The seats, this is for your massage. Switch it to reverse. We do have a 360-degree reverse camera with full trajectory, and you have a lot of different camera angles here to make it easier for your reversing. Dual climate control settings for the front. Your driver mode select underneath with the 12-volt USB, a little storage pocket. Your push to start. Cup holders, a 16.9 ounce will fit without any issues. I would say about a 32 ounce. You have a little storage pocket for some mints with the gloss black. Driver focus, so the carbon fiber comes here with the audio sound system. Because we got the RS design, you get the Alcantara on the gear knob. You get it here on the side. You have that on the RS steering wheel, multi-function, and we have the RS buttons. It's heated. We got the paddle shifters. The gauge cluster is a full digital reader. You can make it smaller or bigger, and you can go through an array of information for the driver. Also, putting it into the RS mode, you'll see it'll automatically turn to make it more aggressive, showing your G meter. Heads-up display, wireless charging pad, more sport-derived open up, and you got a USB and another storage pocket right here. The door panel starts off with the harder materials on the top. You get the gloss black memory for the driver, carbon fiber with Alcantara. Soft for your elbows, one touch up and down for the windows, a large storage pocket. It's just not so deep with the upgraded Bang & Olufsen sound system. For the back seats, I'm at 37 inches of headroom, 35.1 inches of legroom. You sit a little bit inside. It's going to be more sport derived. Open up inside here. You got some storage, cup holders. A 20 ounce will be max. Third climate control, heated rear seats with your air vents, 2 USB-C ports, and a 12-volt storage behind both of the front seats. Harder materials. BMW does it too, so we'll let it slide. The door panel gets the harder materials on the top, the carbon fiber, the Alcantara, the gloss black, one touch up and down, contrast stitching, and it's a smaller storage pocket and it's not so wide. Sitting into the center, you can see it's going to be a little bit of a slide over. However, because it's a Sportback, if I sit like this, headroom is no issue. Legroom, I'm pretty much against the back of the front seat in the position I'd be sitting. I'm sharing feet, butt, and shoulder space. But this is not really derived for 3 adults at 6'3" back here. So the fact that I can fit does help a little bit. This is really something you're going to go for a quick dinner if you have to fit 3 adults by dimensions. Taking the 2023 Audi RS5 Sportback out for our test run. I mean, 444 horsepower, it does have a lot. Could it have more? Yes. The competition package, I wish that they actually increased the horsepower, but we're gonna see how well she performs. We have it in RS mode, so we can really see. Driving it normal, even at a 2 RPM note, it still filters in. Is it something that's super loud? No. The sit on it, you do sit higher up. In the Audi, especially when you're in the A5, S5, or RS5, the projection is above the dash and above the door panels. I don't really like the way it sits in that perspective. When you get into the S5 Cabriolet, it's not too bad because it's convertible. But when the Sportback kind of drops back, 443 pound-feet of torque, downshift 1, look at this. That's the performance that you get. Obviously, it's Audi quiet. It is a little bit lower to the ground. You do have upgraded wheels, so you're going to hear some road noise. It's not the longest vehicle in class, so for getting in and out for maneuverability, it is pretty easy. The weight distribution is not necessarily my favorite. So with the competition package, taking away some of the sound deadening, it's gonna be a little bit more of a bumpy ride. This is very smooth still. We got the massage seats, so that does help. I wish we had the ventilated seats, but you know, sometimes you can't get your cake and eat it too. Now there is 3 things I like and 3 things that I dislike. Is anything more than that, I'd be buying this rs5 Sportback. The 3 things that I like about Audi and the rs5 Sportback has to start off with when you get the black optic package and the blacked out rings and badging. It really makes it look more aggressive. When you get into the RS, they give you the oval exhaust outlets. They are huge. So it really stresses how much performance you get out of this thing. The second thing that I like about the vehicle is how they pay attention to detail. Even though the interior hasn't been redesigned for a little while now, you still get the RS design package that adds the Alcantara, and it makes it more sport derived for the steering wheel, the gear knob, and in the center. So I like that with the carbon fiber just all over. It makes it look really ritzy. Put it in first, let's go. She's ready to take off. Dynamics can do so without any issues, and it's very precise. The shifts are good on this Tiptronic. The last thing that I like about it, even though it's not the most performance, you get performance under 4 seconds. You can tune this engine really high up. Obviously 50 horsepower is not gonna make a world of a difference. However, if you tune it right, you can get some 0 to 60 numbers that would be crazy. 3 things that I dislike about the vehicle: it is the least in class 4 performance, so you would have to really tune it, and when you're at an 80 to 90 grand vehicle, you don't really want to have to put much more money into it. The second thing that I dislike about the vehicle is that the interior hasn't been refreshed for quite a while. The MMI just is kind of thrown there because when they changed the design back around 2019, you had a touchpad right here. So they left this, now it's basically a mint box holder, which is fine, just maybe give us a little bit more of a design in the interior, change it up a little bit. The last thing that I dislike goes again to the interior because they give you darker colors. The competition doesn't even stress. They go even more dark in the sense of the coloring. It should be a little bit more vibrant. It kind of gives a little bit more of a sport flair to the interior. Every time it's dark, it gets a little bit more gloomy. We're going to put it into RS2, red light, and see how well she goes. Red light, green light, here we go. I don't know how much faster you need to get to red light, but you can do so with the RS5 without any issues. An exhaust note comes in. If you want to just drive it in your everyday use, click it quickly into comfort, and you can do so. Imperfections in the road, you don't really feel it. It does kind of soak it up pretty good. Visibility is excellent, even in the back. Because it's a Sportback, you will add some blind spots, but it's nothing that's over the top because the rear window is large. Looking at it from rival perspective, BMW will escalate if you get the competition package. That will, for the M4 anyways, escalate you to well over $100,000. The same thing though if you get the competition package in this, and then you're still getting less horsepower and performance numbers. Comparing it against Cadillac CT Blackwing, I like the car. It has a great exhaust note. It has good power. but it doesn't have the same image as this Audi RS5. And I say that in respect that this car just looks more track worthy, where that one looks like it was done aftermarket. For Mercedes, AMG C63, that's just a powerhouse as well. They really have escalated the pricing a lot more. This is a sweet spot for Audi. If you don't want to go S4 because that's kind of a fly underneath the radar, you may not get pulled over because it doesn't look that much performance, but it is. This one has the look and the performance capabilities, so it is track worthy, even though the numbers are not right there with some of the other powerhouses. And it's an everyday use car all mixed in, plus you got the luxury to back it. The steering wheel, I like the set for the RS steering wheels because it's not too overly big, it feels very dynamic, and when you put the Alcantara or the RS design package, it just blows this thing out of the water. I'd like to thank Audi of Clearwater for giving us this 2023 Audi rs5 Sportback for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click the next video so you can see more comparison videos. Click the subscribe button, check out the merchandise details and website, everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.